안녕하세요. 안녕하세요. 2층에 불이 또 있습니다. 2층으로 올라가시면 됩니다.
Fried.
Fried, yes, I know.
Yeah. Also the body got bigger.
Little bit bigger, but almost same.
It's a very dangerous.
There was a smaller one. It's called Tico, but that was really dangerous.
Well, nice talking to you.
Yes, thank you. 자, 우리는 오늘 워싱턴에서 오리건으로 떠납니다. 소스 있어, 브리또에. 여기서부터가 오리건입니다.
Every mile that you go west towards the ocean, there is 1 inch more rain per year. So we are right at the beginning of the rain shadow. Think about what this is. That's right.
There we go. Not quite in Oregon, but welcome to almost Oregon.
Yeah.
Sally Crawford from the Oregon Wine Board, my colleague, and she's here to join us for lunch. Welcome.
It's not a very large district. It's 35 miles long, 2,000 foot of elevation. What is really important is where you are from west to east to change in the environment in that distance.
We're a relatively small group of wineries, but very great diversity in the wine styles and the grapes that are grown.
Who's thirsty?
Steven, so we can show you.
Primarily Godello with a little bit of Albarino and Viognier.
We didn't disturb the ground as much as possible, and it's all organic farming and always has been.
And so it's early ripening.
Belongs to my study. Yeah, I learned a lot. You know, how can I taste it without taste some grape?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes. It's very important.
Yeah, it's very important.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Got a new one.
Okay, come on. Thank you for everything.
Thank you.
오, 침대가 2개네.
Welcome, welcome. We're in the wind hills here.
Allison Bill.
Hi, welcome.
Hello, I'm Vicky.
The difference in elevation, the differences in soil, the differences in some aspects. About 10% of the vineyard is irrigated. So we have about 90% of all the vines up the hillside are not irrigated. We are not certified, but we are basically an organically farmed vineyard. During pruning, you know, they've selected these 2 canes, and so these will be the 2 fruiting canes for the year. So they're selecting 1 single shoot. We have a really experienced crew, 10 years here working on the Christum farm. This is just straw covering this. This is really, really good, rich compost.
Yeah.
When it starts, it's almost 6 feet tall.
There first.
In general, a broader range of that soil. So you're welcome to pick this up if you want. It's a combination of the different soil types. My sister is Christine, Chris, and I'm Tom. And so Chris and Tom became Christum.
이렇게 전통하셨던 거는 the winemaking isn't exactly. 조금씩 다르죠.
A little bit like our Chardonnay.
일정이 많으니까.
네. 그래도 오늘부터 일정이 좀 괜찮은데요? 지도를 다 검색해 보니까 다 여기 콤파스 안에 다 10분, 15분 거리 다 있더라고요. 그리고 오늘 보니까 여기 호텔도 1박 더 하는 것 같고 끝나고 바로 밴쿠버 넘어갔다가 저 밴쿠버 캐나다 비자 있는 줄도 모르고 버스에서 괜히 검색을 해봤는데 비자가 필요하더라고요. 그래서 어제 버스에서 신청했습니다.
금방 나오지 않아요?
다행히 미국 비자가 그때 1시간만 나왔는데 여기는 1분 만에 나오더라고요.
Welcome to our winery.
This winery started to be built in 93. Okay, we can go and taste some wine. Let's go. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're in the Willamette Valley.
Yeah.
But that's a big place too, 200 kilometers long. You are right there. It shows that this is a very long place, but really all the action is in the north. The original AVA was proposed in 1982, and then we have single vineyards. So you can see how different the three soils are.
오, 저기 있네요, 올도. 오, 묶어 놨다. 기르는 거구나. 좋다, 치. 선배. 저녁에 석양 보면서 여기서 와인 마시면은 앞에 삼겹살 딱 굽고.
Welcome, you guys. My name is Ayla. The Dundee Hills AVA is a relatively small circular AVA. And if you even zoom in pretty close, you can start to see some of the actual clusters. Everything's looking good within the season, but it is pretty early to tell. You can just see very red. It's very red.
Yeah.
So it's volcanic soil. This one in particular was replanted in 1996. This vineyard was originally planted in 1972, but it was Pinot Gris at that time. There are bottling trucks that have the equipment. Brilliant business idea. It was a pretty wet and cold and rainy spring. It's up to 1,100 feet in elevation.
Hello.
The assistant winemaker here. We've been around since 1990. Southwestern corner of the Van Duzer Corridor AVA. One of the defining characteristics of the Van Duzer Corridor AVA is through the mountains that allows fresh air from the coast to come in and cool our vines and allow wind flow. Afternoon wind, which really helps thicken up the skins of our grapes, and that makes the wines more powerful, masculine, tannic, and also acidic. At least 2 years in barrel, so this is 100% Chardonnay. This is Pinot Noir Clone 115.
We are right here.
We should be outside. Mark, nice to have you here. Thank you for coming. St. Innocent, as a name for a winery, was named after my father, and he was largely responsible for my education about wine. When there was 20 people making Pinot Noir when I moved here, that was it. Because there was no rules. I mean, there's no appellation system here. But when you plant a vineyard, you take everything out. And then you plant the vines. So in order to have a sense of terroir from a place, we now know that doing the traditional way of planting a vineyard is exactly what you don't want to do. So what we did here is we did not do anything. Seated my hill. This is my wife, Vicky Ann, who is the chef de cuisine, or the cook, whatever you want to call it.
I don't know what you want to call it.
Right, because Ken Wright was the Shea Vineyard. This is Mackenzie. This is my daughter.
2019년에 독일 팔츠 지역에서 와인을 만들었었어요.
So I came home and in 2021, that was my first vintage.
Most of the great vineyards are in the northwest portion of the valley. Copper. And this is a basic soil. Hours of sun.
라스베가스에서.